What's up, crypto media friends? Welcome to another Overtime show here on the weekend. Hit the like, subscribe button, mash it, smash it, whatever you gotta do, because I'm doing this live because I want to get you guys this information now. It's in the moment, and market timing is everything, because and again, no financial advice here, but it's just constantly moving, constantly evolving. That's why I do this live. Because it's going to change tomorrow. It's going to change the day after. And so if you like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, you're going to get these on time, and you're not going to miss out on these opportunities, because when I hit them, I hit gems, damn it. Again, no financial advice, but if you've been following the show, you've been on the Cosmos train. You've been weathering this bear market with Osmo and with Cosmo and Cosmos and Osmosis and all the Oz's from the Boz's. You're just going to be, better informed, because there's so much in this space, and I try and curate what I can. It comes across my desk from the Hollywood perspective, not from the Hollywood perspective like the glitz and glamour, but from the entertainment media perspective, looking at blockchain and media and NFTs in the utility through media, and those tend to be sort of what we look at here on the channel. But you're gonna have to hold on for a second as I pull up boom. Okay, so today I want to talk about MoonRiver, because MoonRiver has been on a consolidation tear, meaning it's as low as it's gotten in quite some time. You look at the all-time high of nearly $500. And you think, to yourself, like, well, how does it get $500, dollars and then drop all the way down to 60? And so, you're down nearly 90%. And I think there's a lot of misconception about MoonRiver and an overcorrection in a sense. Again, no financial advice here, but in terms of its perception is my comment here, and that's that. MoonRiver is, look at the circulating supply here, guys. We're talking about there's only 3,000 of these out there currently. This is a young project. We're in very, very early on MoonRiver. And if you were in before, you were crazy early. It shot up right away, and I think the value of it with the staking was very clear and evident immediately, because of when you vest the staking, then you got rewards, and when you did get those rewards, if you've been following the channel, you've done pretty well. Karora's about to pop as it sort of gets ingrained within the ecosystem, because these are so early. The value of these is just like, it was immediate as soon as you got the rewards from staking, and then so you made again, no financial advice, but you probably got about 50%, if on an average, I think, from those staking opportunities. And so, with it being still so early, this is not yet developed. This is something that's just bridged to Ethereum, that's just reached 15 million transactions, 80 live integrations, 554,000 wallets. There's a lot of those, let's be honest, were the ones that were doing the staking. And 2,000 ERC20 tokens. That means, yes, it is bridged to Ethereum. And a lot of projects on here, like ones we've covered on the show, have been saying like that there's no reason for them to move onto Moonbeam. And I know that this is the sort of the misconception, I think, is that MoonRiver is some sort of stepping stone into Moonbeam. You look at what's on Moonbeam, Akala. Certainly they have their Canary Network version of a big DEX like Akala that wants to be this financial institution on this project. And so when you have this idea of like, okay, it's a stepping stone, then suddenly maybe you're looking at it as oh well, maybe it's not worth as much as Moonbeam, which is on the Polkadot network. I know it's all a bit confusing because they have these test networks, but what I've found in talking to the heads of these projects on these networks is that they're quite happy. A lot of them are quite happy on MoonRiver. So the ones that don't have, the prospects that are, going to be, $1 trillion market cap. Honestly, that's how big they're looking to be. When you look at projects like Akala, a new financial institution, you're going to have an Akala instead of Visa. You're going to have an Akala card at some point. I hope this ages well. Subscribe, hit the bell notification so that you can tell me that it didn't, because if it didn't. But that's the trajectory here of these projects. We're in very, very early here, and I don't want MoonRiver to be discounted, and I'm seeing that in sort of the pricing of it and the perception of it, because a lot of great projects like Remark, ones that are offering really fantastic services. Like Tentry, I don't think like Tentry is going to go to. I mean, I think it is going to try and do a third thing in Moonbeam, but if it doesn't, it's just there's still this network and this network of MoonRiver, which is, bridging to Ethereum. It can bridge to other chains and have interoperability, but in this sort of punk rock, and I kind of love this terminology, in this punk rock style of doing things. They don't need to go to Moonbeam, the sort of the high-end corporate, sort of thing. They want to be a cool marketplace. They want to be the cool artistic area, and I think that helps define MoonRiver in such a great way, to be, where young artists can start, young projects can start, and that has a great definition of what it is, and certainly not deserving of I think a market cap. Currently, that's just down 90%. So I didn't want it to be overlooked, and I wanted to really point towards a circulating supply. Now, that being said, what are the plays? Obviously you can go and grab a token through Gate.io, Binance, KuCoin. Hey, KuCoin. Any of your favorite marketplaces, which is fantastic. I believe even Kraken. I mean, you can tell just how widespread it is. But you see all these SOLARBEAMs. This is what we're going to talk about next. SOLARBEAM seems to be the DEX of choice on this network that's evolving, and it's also evolving on Moonbeam at the same time. So it's early days on SOLARBEAM. I mean, let's take a look quickly at SOLARBEAMs. I mean, you can see what it's housing. Let me see if I can give you a quick overview of, because now it's just giving me those. So let's take a look at Solar. So Solar, which has also been beaten down, is experiencing, its own consolidation period right now. It's at its near all-time lows, down 98%. Again, doesn't do justice, I think, to the advancements that this project is making. The market cap is under $3 million. No financial advice, but in terms of risk here, zero financial advice, but that's pretty clear, right? In terms of how early this project is, circulating supply of 6 million. It's got a max that's fully undiluted. It's a fully diluted. It's another question. It's another thing. It's another calculation. But you do have to understand this is a DEX, probably going to be so far looking like the go-to DEX on the project, on both projects, on both MoonRiver and Moonbeam. Sorry, I keep lifting up my camera. Somebody broke my magic arm on my camera. I took it out on a shoot. This is the problem of working and doing this as the side hustle. Welcome to the side hustle. Welcome, and subscribe, hit the bell notification, because I do this out of passion for this space, and I want to show you guys how to farm here, both SOLARBEAM and MoonRiver, because that's traditionally what my play was with Cosmos. If you've been following the channel, was with Osmosis and Cosmos, because that seemed to be and has been proving correct, that the dexes will peg to the chain coin, and so because they're both the centers of the economy of those chains, and so they tend to rise well with each other, and also offer like Osmosis offered a lot of weathering of a storm by being involved with a lot of the other projects. So you have your sort of central coin, but the dexes also have their own sort of life. They're connected, and when one rises, all boats will rise in that chain, as we've been seeing with Cosmos. But then, like, once you latch onto Juno within the network, or if Akash starts taking off, you have Osmos at the center of that, and so they're kind of like different organs, if you will, but I feel like of the same structure and of the same being. So when one does well, everything's going to do well within those. I don't want to say economies, but like so going to SolarBeam, solarbeam.io, app.solarbeam.io, and so what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to the farm. It's gonna take you from I think it starts like at swap or something like that. I don't want to get too mucked up for you because it'll take a while because I'm streaming right now with you guys. And so you're going to go into farm, and the total lock value is very, very low, and you saw how many coins that they were swapping for and were part of the network, and so you can tell it's significant, and it's setting itself up to be the DEX for all of those coins. Should one of those start to move, they have to be involved in some sort of DEX. And this will be the place where you get them, because right now you can't get solar anywhere else other than SolarBeam. And so this is how you know you're really early. When it's a pain in the ass to get a coin, it's kind of a good indicator that you're early. And if you have a good vision for what it is and what you think it could be, and you do your own research and you find the incredible value that a chain that is like a proof of stake, chain that is what Ethereum hopes to be, that also is interoperable with Ethereum now, that also has great projects on it, that now has a DEX called SolarBeam. And so what you can then do is you can start looking through ways to create a liquidity pool, meaning you can put both equal amounts of any of these. What I'm going to try and break down for you guys is the play on Solar and MoonRiver. And so right now it's only 57% annualized, and I know when we're coming from the Cosmos ecosystem, those sweet early days, we were at 300%, guys, APR. No financial advice, but I did quite well to the point where the sort of the annualized returns that I was getting for that paid for a lot of the early NFTs on Cosmos. So I'm in a really great position to where those returns paid for the Cosmos NFTs, and then that airdropped the hell out of me. And so just in terms of return on investment, it's been absurd over the past 6-9 months being early into projects like these. Again, zero financial advice. Who knows what this is going to be? I'm just giving you my perspective because I think everything has been sort of over the market, obviously oversensitive, but you see the work and the groundswell of what they're doing, and the projects that are a part of this. Like Remark, we're big fans of Remark here, and you can see how early we are on something like this. And so if you're staking Solar and MoveR, you're going to get 57% return, and it's going to go down. I think when I started it was about 80, and so it'll go down and settle into a place that is compared to the stock market is still going to be pretty gosh darn good. Now, this is not even accounting for price movements, which I think could be significant. Zero financial advice. I should just start telling bad jokes so that you understand this is all for entertainment purposes only and educational purposes, most importantly. So you have the ability to throw in the liquidity pool. So then, you just kind of add, basically you'll add an equal amount of solar to Mover. One of the tricky parts with being so early to something like this is you'll have to get a hold of Mover and then come in here and then swap it for solar, and then doing the swap, and then you can get the equal amounts. Be sure to leave a little bit of solar in your wallet so that you can make the exchange. There will be fees, but those fees, if you're used to the Ethereum network, are jokingly low. There can be a few cents. I think it was, again, much like Cosmos, it's 0.01. It's like 1 cent or something like that in Cosmos. But here, I believe it was, a few cents on this DEX. And so, but you just have to have a little bit within your wallet to make it actuate. And so you can approve it. And then I don't know the time frame for unstaking. Didn't seem to have a tie-in. So right now, currently, they're on dailies. There was no unstaking penalty that I could see in terms of meaning if you wanted to unlock, like on the Cosmos network, you put it in for a certain amount, as well as a lot of other staking scenarios. You want to stake it for like 14 days on repeat, and when you don't want to continue, it'll take 14 days for you to get your funds back. But this is a bit more liquidity poolish, meaning a bit more flexibility, a bit more liquid, hence it being a liquidity pool. But here they don't seem to have those restrictions currently. Might change. And so, but I just think it's an interesting opportunity. Do your own due diligence and take care of each other out there. I know it's a sort of a rocky time where people don't quite understand, the markets and where to be and where, it can be disheartening, honestly, when you have, especially in the NFT space, a bunch of projects that have been rugging people that in such a big way. It's just like I didn't hype up Pixelmon for you guys. I didn't hype up a lot of these projects that are just exploding, not upwards, and I mean incinerating. You guys, if you haven't followed, they're really bad projects out there, and I try and do as much due diligence as I can on my end to present interesting opportunities. I think that are in the here and in the now. Please subscribe, hit the bell notification, because I do this live so that you have the power. But please do your own due diligence. Never ape into anything. But I think this might be an interesting time to be still incredibly early on a very, very potent marketplace.